And in India, don't let me forget about them. Y'all just as dark as us. You got a nerve to act like you better than us. If you don't sit down and have several seats, several. Y'all got caste systems. And you want to act like we're less than y'all? No, we're not. Everybody's trying to assimilate, putting cream on your face, and all this trying to assimilate, putting all this cream on your body to change your color and all of this stuff. Will you please stop it and love yourself where you are? Love yourself where you are. There are some freebies and a link to my podcast with the Women Governing Up that was done in May. Take it back. And it was done in May. My dog started barking. So you heard the noise. That was done in May. And I also have 3 magazines that I was covered in September, October, and December. Look at the description below to find the things that truly light you up and leave everything else behind. I cannot wait to talk to you soon. Remember, I placed a link to my own personal bookstore. I'm excited about that personal bookstore because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property. Although a lot of stuff is on Amazon, but my special journals are on mine. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. It don't matter nothing about your background. God don't care nothing about that. Page 35. Trust me and go where I tell you. I'm going to have you revisit some areas I have released you from in the past. A word of God every time will seal your heart. Okay, and in my other 2 books, Befriending the Shadow, Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change, both of those books are shadow activity books. And because I dealt with my inner child and my inner teenager, and I was like, wait a minute, is everybody else having these same issues? Because if so, I got something. And so, yeah. And so, yeah. I'm using that. I put it in a book form. I wrote everything down that I was going through, and I put it in book form so it can assist somebody else who's going through that. All right. So you get a word of knowledge. You get a word of knowledge. You get an exercise. The exercise warms you up. Okay, so you can have fun, but it's going to warm you up. Then you get the shadow question. The shadow question causes a lot of tears. Okay, a lot of tears, a lot of crying. The shadow question is going to allow you to see yourself. Then there was the fourth thing is you get a color page. God asked me to keep the color page between the age of 5 and 10. Why? Most childhood wounding happens between the age of 5 and 10. By the age of 7, it's solidified. By the age of 10, it is really stuck in your system. By the age of 21 to 25, it is solidified, and now you are considered an adult, and it is your responsibility to walk out of that. Then you have 4 pages. It's 22 chapters per book. You have 4 pages of sketching, drawing, doodling to have fun all by yourself. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Why? Because when the closer you get to God, you start having Stranger Things and X-File moments. What I mean by that is you open up an email, you ask God a question, you open up an email, and the subject of the email has your answer. Or you go outside to take out trash, and as soon as you go to take out trash, a van goes by, and there's an arrow down, and you look, and the answer is underneath the arrow. You like, hush your fuss. Or, like, I have this mouse pad, and when I first put it up there, I didn't understand why I put it up there. And then it said, like it never happened. And I was like, God, what's going on? He said, I'm going to have you like it never happened. I said, hush your fuzz. And just talking to God about stuff, and I usually say this or something better, so I would suggest you say that as well when you're talking to God, this or something better, because God will always bring you something bigger than what you said. Ephesians 3:20. And then, that it's just so good. Because look, no matter what your background. And then I also have 2 books that are on the New York Times bestseller list. Influence and Impact with Chris Voss. And Mindset Matters with Jack Canfield. It does not matter your background, because God don't care. He knows all the hairs on your head. And if you don't have hairs on your head, He knows the peach fuzz you have on your head. Notebooks and journals for all. Coloring books that help in meditating and calibrating the mind. I'm excited about my own bookstore in this venture because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property, even though I have a lot of stuff on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. Okay. But my personal bookstore has my personal journals. Don't forget about the link for the 105 spiritual laws that govern the earth. Remember, we are no longer under the laws. We are under love and grace. Okay. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates and the upcoming events. Don't forget about the Azure the PDF along with your 400 days PDF. Put them together and boom, you change your whole Sims character to this janky promoter game. Look at my new school app. Come on over and visit with me, okay? And I was inducted into the new class of Who's Who for 2025, Influential Women of 2025, and Worldwide Women. Oh, it's been an experience. 2025 was an experience close to the end of the year. Pulling up that last part of the year. And look what I received in 2017. Okay, so I was helping women. It was with my nonprofit, Refuge Women's Transition Center. I was helping women come out of sex trafficking, women and teenage girls. And then I was helping teenage girls that came out to their parents and said they were LGBTQAI, and teenage girls that was pregnant. They would either stay with me or I would put them in a teen center. Okay. And I was helping out women with domestic violence. 2020 was a big year. And so I was helping them out, and we lost 2 women because they went back. I don't judge anybody because they're addiction, because people have an addiction to the gym. People have an addiction to eating right. People have an addiction to living their life right. So everybody has an addiction. I don't judge anybody. Okay. And then I was helping people that lost everything in fires or floods. I was helping them. And people knew I had a nonprofit, so they were always giving me beds. And this company was going out of business, and I kept going there asking for mattresses. And then finally they went out of business, and they closed their doors. And they said, we got a few mattresses we can't sell. Come and get it. And I went and got it, put it in the storage unit. And I had clothes and everything, and I cleaned them up, because what's use of having the stuff, you don't clean it up. And so it just so happened it was a big fire, and people lost everything that they had. I had 2 people come to me. Somebody had a flood, they lost everything they had. And somebody had a fire, they lost everything they had. And I had stuff just there. And so I said, take what you need. And I gave them little toiletry bags. I gave the women the menstrual toiletry bags. And then I gave them the fingernail polish and the fingernail polish removal. Why? Because it's important. When you just lost everything and everything is gone, you don't have anything. You don't have anything of effect that belongs to you. It's important to have something. Okay. So I gave them something of their own. And then I helped out this young lady for Thanksgiving. And then she told me that a lot of people was getting ready to get laid off at the job. So I got the names, I put them in a bowl, pulled them out, and it just so happened I was so thankful for the people that I pulled out. They had children that had special needs. So I went ahead and catered them for Christmas with honey baked ham. That was my go-to. That's my go-to. I'm going to cater honey baked ham. Honey baked ham, and I gave them $150 for groceries. And then I also, after that, with that, I also, all the pictures of this are up there. I didn't take any pictures of the families. I didn't feel right about that. And so I also made sure the children had 2 gifts for Christmas because their family couldn't afford it. And so I was thankful for that. And then I sent 2 women to therapy for 3 to 6 months. And then I also gave them $150 for groceries. So that would be a load off of them. I was doing this on my own. Again, I had a lot of help, and then all of a sudden everybody left. But when God gives you something, it's if God is giving you a ministry. Okay. And that is for you to do. If everybody leaves, you just keep going. Gotta bring somebody eventually. Okay. And honey, let me tell you something. God said, whatever you do in private, He will reward you in public without fanfare. Okay. God is faithful, and I'm thankful for everything. Then don't forget to look at your link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company I use with all natural remedies. When I was given a diagnosis of breast cancer in 2017, they told me I had 6 months to live. I didn't take any cancer treatments. I just did all natural things from my backyard because I've seen my ancestors do it before they left here. And 100% silver shield.